What is up, you guys? It's Twinless Twin, and today we are playing Grixis Prowess, continuing on the path of steel cutting. We have Cori-Steel Cutter, Slickshot Show Off, the usual crowd. This main deck might look familiar. It's almost entirely blue-red. We do have the mutagenic growths, of course, but those are more colorless than green. But in the sideboard, we are trying out 4 Thoughtseize. And I'm going to explain to you why right now. So to do that, I'm just going to pull up the Magic the Gathering Goldfish page. Oh, whoa, that's crazy. And you can see the meta here. So first, Boros Energy is a prowess. These are not decks that I'm very interested in Thoughtseize, so ignore those. And this is why we're not main decking Thoughtseize. 24% of the meta, almost 25% of the meta. Thoughtseize is one of the worst cards you can have versus a deck with Flage in it. They're an aggressive deck. We can't afford the life loss, and also they have a lot of mid-range redundancy. Dimir mid-range, also a mid-range deck where I think Thoughtseize is a little bit lackluster, but there are some great matchups for Thoughtseize. Eldrazi Ramp, Ruby Storm, Amulet Titan, Belcher, Brood Scale potentially. There's a lot of combo decks lurking in the shadows of this format, and I think Thoughtseize is a really nice catch-all that we can play. Not only that, but when you look at this list, you notice you're trying to cast 2 spells or multiple spells on your turn. So while Consign to Memory is a great ace versus Belcher and versus Eldrazi, it's really best to have a proactive disruptive card like Thoughtseize that you can go Cori-Steel Cutter on turn 2 and then maybe Thoughtseize plus Slickshot plus Thoughtseize on turn 3. You're disrupting them, but you're also triggering the Steel Cutter. That's better than having more counters in your deck. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get into the match. As we get into this first match, I just want to let you know that on the Merc Guides, in the next month, we are doing a prowess crash course. So this is going to be group coaching sessions. You can go ahead and check that out now on Metafy, Merc Guides, metafy.gg. You can check it out, but you can join in on these group coaching sessions. They're going to be private Discord calls where we watch, play through games and talk deck list strategy. It's going to be a bundle. You'll get to be a part of 4 sessions, 2 next week, the week of 5/12, and then I think it's the week of 5/12, right? 5/12, yes. And then 2 the week of Monday the 26th. So that's going to have you ready for Indy, if you're going to Indy, but also just have you ready for any local tournament that is coming up. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this hand. It's a little bit on the edge, but we're on the draw, so we have that extra draw step. And then we also have this DRC, which potentially we could use like Unholy Heat to surveil. That doesn't really end up coming to be true. So we have 1 Violent Urge in this deck. Ooh, nice. We do draw the land, though, which is very good for us. Okay. Against Eldrazi, so I'm not super worried about my life total, but is there a reason we should fetch? I think we'll fetch Steam Vents here, and we'll get this DRC out into play and ready to go. So speed is the name of the game against Eldrazi. Having Slickshot, Mutagenic Growth, and Violent Urge in my hand is a great place to be. Especially with this turn 1 DRC in play to help us fuel Delirium. Hopefully they do not have a turn 2 Myco Spawn. They can't, actually. Sorry, it costs green. Maybe they could have Kozilek's. Potentially Kozilek's is a card. If they just pass here, I probably attack for 1 and plot the Slickshot Show Off. The thought being that Kozilek's on the show off would be a bit of a disaster. It takes away a lot of our pressure. I mean, on the flip side, them getting to Kozilek's for 2 modes is also pretty great for them. Right, I'm going to fetch another Steam Vents, and my thought here is, okay, maybe somehow they kick a Myco Spawn, I don't want to be Stone Rained off of blue for any reason, and I think that the race is just so unlikely to be relevant that is not something I'm going to worry about. So, and they're pausing. I mean, they're probably thinking, well, do I need this Kozilek to stop a Slickshot show off? You might. You might. Maybe you'd be wise to save that. But they're going to use it. They're just going to draw 2, or, scry 2, draw, and make the spawns. Hopefully the audio is good. I'm going to pull this over closer. Sorry if the audio is kind of soft to start off there. They put 2 on the top. Okay, and it looks like they're playing like Colorless Tron. They play a Talisman using a Scion. That's interesting. Okay, so they're kicking a Myco Spawn, it looks like, maybe. What did I say? The kicked Myco Spawn. Okay, well, that's fine. We're already potentially able to output, let's see, Slick Shot, Cast, Mutagenic, Urge. I mean, if we draw a land, we're golden here. We easily have enough damage with a land. Without a land, I'm a little concerned, so, but I think we need to, well, what happens if we surveil here? Say we Lava Dart their face. Surveilling, looking for that land. They go to 17. We draw a land. Play Slick Shot. Play Mutagenic Growth. Play Violent Urge, Flashback, Lava Dart. Okay, so that's 3 spells, so that's going to be 7. Urge makes it 8. Genic makes it 10. So actually, upkeep, we can Lava Dart their face to give us an extra chance to hit that land. And still have the same outcome. If we just draw naturally and we don't draw a land, we have Mutagenic. Well, we're also less likely to have Delirium. So yeah, this is good for a lot of reasons. Now, if it's a land on top, it's almost a bad thing for us because we need to dig towards Delirium. Okay. So we really want to be able to double strike that Slick Shot. Oh, so Spear. That is brutal. Okay, no, this game just got really tricky. I think we're just passing. Yeah, the Stone Rain was pretty bad. We needed that second land to be able to combo off. It's also like Mishra's Bauble would have been excellent. Oh, please don't play another Myco Spawn. Not all my lands. No. Not like this. Okay. They're getting the clear board victory here. We're going down to absolutely nothing. Ugin, GG's. I'm out of here. Alright, let's bring in these Thoughtseizes and these Consigns. What can come out? 4 Iteration can come out. 2 Unholy Heat can come out. What else should we cut? I like all of these. Potentially 2 Lightning Bolts. Still, I mean, Bolt is still a very nice card, but we're getting a little bit more interactive. I like Preordains when we do that because I'm going to keep this. Do we Thoughtseize turn 1? Reveal Devourer of Destiny. think we do, because I want to play Steel-Cutter on turn 2, and I'm afraid to not Thoughtseize until our turn 3. I just think that could be a problem. Okay. I'm not really worried about this Karn, and I'm not really worried about the Devourer right now, so I think it's just the Thought-Knot Seer. The Dismember is sort of annoying, but we might even be able to like double Mutagenic to get around it. We do need to draw spells. Yeah, the timing on all of this was kind of awkward because I would like to Thoughtseize after they resolve the Devourer and like pick a card to put in their hand basically. But again, I think likely if I don't draw a land, I need to play Steel-Cutter on turn 2. Ooh, another Steel-Cutter. Okay. Well, now we just really want to draw land, period. Any land, and we're in phenomenal shape. Okay, so they had this power plant, and then they exiled. Uh-oh. Okay, they're gonna have Tron and cast Devour next turn. We really need to draw land here. Oh my god, the Preordain. And we got punished for Thoughtseize, essentially. I'm just gonna play another Steel-Cutter and pass. That's really bad. Needed any. I was actually just thinking to myself right before that happened, maybe our mana base, we should have played one more fetch. Just to ensure that we can find all of our colors. The mana is reasonable. I think we have 13 blue, but that's, you know, ideally you have a little more than that. Yeah, they get us with the Devourer. There you are, land. Okay. Not over yet, though, is the good news. Well, this consign is potentially too slow, right? I think we need to bottom it with the way our mana is shaping out. So their hand right now is Dismember, and they just played the Karn. I think they played both the Temples, Dismember and 3 Unknowns. Alright, what are they going to grab here with this Karn? Trinisphere, Yowza. They play a map. Guess I'll just dart. Should I flashback the dart here? Should I just mutagenic something? I guess mutagenic is kind of nice. It takes away the attack. Okay, and we need to bin this because that'll give us delirium, which is huge. So now we've taken away the attack and we're gonna be able to kill the card on attacks, and we've kind of gotten away with all of this reasonably cheap. nice good old-fashioned Mishra's Bauble. Very expensive Mishra's Bauble. What are we looking for here? Maybe now like a consign could be interesting. I don't think preordain is what we're looking for. The thing is, they have Dismember, and we have not much. Ooh, another card. I think that's going to take away our hopes of winning. They got Tormod's Crypt to take away Delirium. Smart. My hope is they block the Monk with the Devourer, and then we can bolt it, giving us a chance in this game. They did not block the Monk. So Karn will die. Oh, we're close to double spelling if we just do this. So we bolt. I guess let's fetch to thin now. We actually kind of need this. Oh no, we lost the Lava Dart. Okay, never mind. I thought we saw the Lava Dart. Slick Shot. I mean, might be exciting. No, I think we need to bin it. Preordain, definitely been that. Oh, actually, maybe that was actually maybe a better, like a good card to have. It would have let us double spell, technically. Oh, that's dust. That just doesn't matter. They've got us beat. They've got us beat. Okay. We'll just go straight into the next game. This type of hand is not one that I'm very excited to keep. Without a proactive threat, you're kind of just doing nothing. If you know the matchup is like the mirror, for example, I could see keeping this, but I'm going to mulligan here. You're looking for creatures. I mean, even this hand is a lot better. We get to go like Swift Spear turn 1, double bobble, attack for 3. And then I'm going to put back this Unholy Heat. Then the plan is probably like bolt or something else on turn 2. Okay, Urza's Saga, turn 1 with an Amulet of Vigor. That's an explosive start. I'm going to start with 1 bauble. If I see a second land on top, then I actually don't need to play the second. Okay, with that Unholy Heat, I do think I should play the second. It's super, super important here that we draw our second land on time, so just pass it over, draw the heat, and then we'll get some info from their deck, bobbling them. Another Amulet. Wow. Okay, this could be a bloodbath. I only have 3 cards. 2 cards. Okay, please don't be a bounce land or a besiege you, or a Titan. Okay, so their last 2 need to be bounce land and Titan. Or I guess to be fair, they could get an expedition map, but then they only have double Amulet. Only double Amulet, yeah. Okay, we'll get this, Swiss Spear. Bolt their face, get in for 4. Next turn, we need to deal 10. And already we have 7, 9, so we would need to like probably iteration and then find. Okay. If we were to like iteration and find a mutagenic growth or a bauble, we'd be good. Oh, lava dart, that should work. I think. Oh wait. Actually, I'm not sure it does. Yeah, that works. It's exactly lethal. Yep, perfect. Okay, so against Amulet, just going to bring in the 4 Thoughtseizes. Consign to Memory is a card that's interesting. You can hit Amulet, you can hit Saga Chapter 3, and you can hit a Primeval Titan trigger, but overall, I think that's not really where I want to be. I think I'd rather have these Thoughtseizes and keep it lean and mean. I'm going to cut Expressive Iteration. It's just too slow in the matchup. And I like this swap where it's like you can, against combo decks, you can cut Expressive for Thoughtseize. That's just so clean. It turns you into a leaner deck and one that can, you know, just disrupt just enough for you to push enough damage across the finish line. You know, you are still definitely the beatdown deck in almost every matchup, so. If you're curious how to approach every matchup, you should check out the group coaching sessions coming up shortly. We'll probably do one masterclass as well on Metafy, so check out the Merc Guides Metafy today. Highly, highly recommend. It should be a blast. Okay, so here we have an interesting decision. We could start with Thundering Falls to ensure that we have our third or our second land drop lined up. But on the flip side, even if we don't draw a land next turn, we could just start DRC and then Swift Spear next turn, Surveil, setting up for like Slick Shot, Bolt, Mutagenic the following turn. I mean, that sounds pretty good to me. If we do play the Thundering Falls, we plot Slickshot the following turn, most likely, and then we're just like so late on all of these 1-drops. So I just want to start playing my creatures out now. I think this is the right move here. Explore. So they get to ramp up a little bit, but they actually just don't play land, which means tells me one of two things. Either, okay, well that's kind of a punish. I mean, double Slickshot would have been nice for sure. Okay, what if we keep this Preordain? Then what? I think it's probably just a bin. Just 2 for now. The Explorer tells me their only land is probably a bounce land. And now we'll have to see if they can do something here with that second Amulet. I'm not sure if they just drew it or what exactly happened there, but definitely a scary draw. Vampire's Vengeance? Seriously. And I F6'd. I literally was F6'd and that just potentially cost me, so that's my bad. Sorry, guys. I actually could have used the Mutagenic to save both of my creatures there. To be fair, I mean, this could still be a very high impact Mutagenic growth. Like, we can go Steel-Cutter, Slickshot next turn, attack, and then turn after Slickshot, Mutagenic growth, trigger Steel-Cutter again. Do that. That's interesting. Okay, pick up the Otawara, setting up to bounce something. The thing is, pretty clearly, I don't think they have a Titan. Right? This turn they went... They used the blood. They played Simic Growth Chamber. They could have cast a Titan if they had it, so I'm more incentivized to just, at this point, forget Thoughtseize. We're going for the throat, right? We just want to kill them as quickly as possible. So I'm going to always yield, always yes to this Cori-Steel Cutter. Let's see if they do, in fact, bounce anything. They decide to bounce the monk. Okay, fair enough. Do they have another land drop? They're gonna play Arboreal Grazer. Oh, they play a bounce land. So now they can besage you the Cori-Steel Cutter, if they wish. They do wish. And they're passing. So what happens here if I go for lethal? Right now I have 2. This is +4. That's 6. This is +6. That's 12. And this is +7. I mean, this is lethal. So I think that is what I'm going to do. Guess we can check their top and see, like, okay, is it desperate or not? Well, they can't even cast this Vampire's Vengeance. So maybe it's just not desperate enough that we should go for lethal. Maybe Thoughtseize is the correct play here, just to avoid a blowout. That puts us up to 10 damage, and this Mutagenic puts us 1 short of lethal. But we know the Vampire's Vengeance can't be cast, so... I think we can just safely Thoughtseize them here. I don't know what card they would have that... Okay, Otawara. I guess that kind of sort of can punish us. So I assume they're gonna Otawara something here. No, they just take it. Okay, that's fine. I mean, we know we can easily present lethal through the Otawara next turn, so... That info from the bauble, sneaky winning us the game. I mean, we would have played into the Otawara there. Like, a second Otawara is difficult to predict, and then we would have used the mutagenic and the bolt, and they would have bounced one of our guys, and maybe gotten an extra turn. I'm not sure. Steel-Cutter plus Bolt you. GG's. Alright, so we win the second match pretty convincingly against the Amulet Titan. We'll keep chugging along in this league. So what are my thoughts on Thoughtseize so far? Well, it's tricky. I mean, the only thing that I'm kind of coming to realize is, while Thoughtseize is nice that you could cast it proactively, also often you're in a contentious spot where you kind of want to develop some pressure early on, and Thoughtseize doesn't help you do that. It does disrupt them, but at the expense of you playing a 1-drop, for example. So it's going to be a very tricky card to play with in this deck, where you have to decide when is the right time to commit and just start to play pressure, or when do you need to, like, you know, actually use your Thoughtseize before it's too late. So far, I mean, it seems pretty nice. I think that the mana gets, like, only very slightly worse. And it is a nice upgrade for the unfair matchups. Start things off on Mountain Swift Spear. It does kind of seem like maybe this could be energy, but it also could very well be storm. So, Marsh Flats. Could this be a Johnny? Shock, wow. Goblin Bombardment, okay. With Double Dart and the Violent Urge, I mean, they might kill the Swift Spear here. If they play a Johnny and kill Swift Spear, we can potentially just shove and try to kill them. Or there's always the chance to expressive iteration into like a bauble or mutagenic growth, and then get delirium that way to Violent Urge, to enable Violent Urge. Okay, so they surveilled to the top, and now they're playing. Is it a Johnny? What could it be? It is a Johnny. I lagged out, I guess. And then they killed the Swift Spear. Okay. How do we want to handle this? The problem is if we play Cori-Steel Cutter and then Slick Shot, the Ajani is actually going to live at 1 if they trade off. So to me it seems like the best move is probably like Slick Shot and then Expressive Iteration to find a land so that we can do something better next turn, but this turn we'll just Lava Dart the Cat Warrior. just kill this Ajani. For some reason, I'm getting a bit of lag, but it's okay. Flage is the play. So, goodbye Slick Shot. I still think it's correct to just go Preordain this turn. My reason being holding up a Lava Dart could be relevant if they have like Ocelot Pride plus something. Well, I guess that's a reason to not do it, is if we found a third Cori-Steel Cutter, but I don't think we need the third one, to be honest. Okay, getting DRC down seems like a worthwhile reason to not hold this up. Yeah, let's get this DRC in. So next turn we can have a really explosive turn. Steel-Cutter, Dart, 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 Violent Urge is... Ooh, no. Seasoned Pyromancer is great for them. Potentially up to 3 bodies here. Are they going to try to kill something off? I mean, we could then just use a Dart. Not only that, they have this. Hey, we can hear you. We can hear the stream you're watching also. Alright. So they chose to hold off, which is interesting. Bin this. What if Foothills? Oh, we can't cast both the darts now. Oh, I messed up. I messed that up for sure. Well, we could still, but then I can't cast... It's fine, I think. So basically here my goal is to get these monk tokens to be just a little bit bigger. So that they, yeah, now that they're 4/4s, they won't die just to discharge, but I guess the problem is they still have... Oh, I took away Delirium from myself. Okay, so if they have Galvanic Discharge, it's a problem. I guess what's the alternative here is I like... Oh, I can just crack the bubble. I'm not sure. Yeah, we're fine. Back to Delirium. We baited them. We tricked them into making that play. Okay, now they're fetching. Are they going to... Okay, they're just going to survive. Okay, so that's basically giving us... That gives us the green light to go ahead and Violent Urge for the kill. Honestly, I think I'm almost positive that we actually just kill them here with the lava dart as well. Yeah, because we just like kill the elemental and go face, and then they take a shit ton of damage. Against energy, this is our matchup where we want these soul guides and the pyroclasms. Coming out, I think, is DRC and Slick Shot show off. So maybe not all the DRCs. Mutagenic is actually pretty solid. Maybe it's just a Violent Urge. So it's just Slick Shot, Violent Urge. Turn into a more mid-range deck. Two Soul Guide Lanterns. I wonder if we're a little bit light on answers to a Flage with just two, but that's what we're rocking for now. It's just something to keep in mind as we continue to test for this upcoming, Spotlight series. How many answers do we need for Flage? So, Deafening Silence, yes, this does shut off Steel-Cutter to an extent, but it does let me cast creatures still, so maybe, I mean, I guess I could maybe have held that Swift Spear to, like, use it later to trigger Steel-Cutter. Johnny. I'll Lava Dart the cat here. If they flip it, it comes in with 3, but we can bolt it in upkeep, so... And we kind of 2-for-1 ourselves, I guess. Not great. Voice of Victory passing back to us. I guess we just bolt that and get in for another 2. I mean, wow, I feel very happy that I cast this Swift Spear right away. I mean, it's done like 6 or 8 damage for us now. Definitely getting rewarded for not just holding it. Pyroclasm. I don't really think we need that. I'll kill this. I'm going to prioritize the Preordain over the Mishra's Ball. If I'm limited to a spell a turn, I like the high impact spell. I think actually both of these top is fine. Mutagenic is like a way to stop their removal spells. They were too embarrassed to wrath the skies. Too proud. Alright, I really need to find a creature here so that we can get some value off of this. I guess also a land would be fine, though not ideal. Okay, the dart to hand, land to exiles. Okay. I guess they're just gonna double block. I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, that was bad. Without the slick shots, I'll actually have some trouble pressuring the opponent here. Hey. Guy of Souls. Notably, we cannot double dart that. Oh no, not Flage. Okay. We need to find a Soul Guide Lantern ASAP. Soul Guide. Nope, we are dead. Okay, well that was pretty good. I don't think I'm gonna change anything. I mean, we only have 8 creatures in our deck, so we are pretty prone to the Deafening Silence, but they need to have it right away on turn 1. This is like a matchup where I think a hand like this is good. It's actually nice to have somewhat of a controlling hand against energy, like with just some card advantage in the expressive iterations, so I'm gonna keep. I don't want to get the Surveil in yet because I think I would top literally any card, so I don't see any value in fetching the Surveil quite yet. Okay, now we can maybe get the Surveil this turn, and then next turn we can use the iteration and start getting some value. Or potentially we're just going to have to Pyroclasm to kill the Ajani. Ooh, Voice of Victory, okay. Topping that seems nice. Taking it slow, I don't want to force the iteration. I don't really want to find a land with the iteration either, necessarily, so that's why I didn't just go like iteration, look for land. I don't really see a ton of value in that, so I'd rather just save them, try to get 2 spells later in the game. There's a Bombardment. And there's nothing else. Okay. Let's go ahead and do the iteration. iteration to hand. Well, now I actually am saying to myself, like, well, fourth land sounds kind of nice with double expressive iteration in hand. I feel very confident and cozy having this Soul Guide Lantern in hand. There's no impending doom of Flage, which is kind of a nice part about having Soul Guide Lantern. I guess DRC technically does die to any creature here. Something like an Ajani would be pretty bad for us, but we could Mutagenic Growth to save it, which is probably a reasonable play to make. Obviously, I'd rather them not play a Johnny. There's an Ocelot Pride. Ooh, Flage would also be annoying. I mean, I guess if they just Flage, we just go Pyroclasm, Soul Guide Lantern, clean it up. Okay, it's not the end of the world. They're gonna target the DRC, or... Wait, they didn't sack it to anything, so that's interesting. Okay. Let's just use the Pyroclasm here, clean things up. Maybe holding up the bolt was better, just because of the fact that like something like a Johnny would then be harder to use if we had removal up. Like they sack the cat and then we bolt in response, kind of blowing them out. As is, they can just, okay, yeah, they do just play a Johnny. I mean, the nice thing is we should be able to attack through this Ajani pretty easily, but I could have maybe done a better job there of positioning myself. Okay. Galvanic Discharge. Mutagenic Growth. Galvanic Discharge. Mutagenic Growth. They have a lot of energy banked. Let's get some info on what they're working with next turn. Mountain. So we don't need to play things too crazy, but I think we can just iteration here. Okay, Steel-Cutter to hand. Land to exile. Yeah, makes sense. They chump block here. We actually should let them flip the Ajani if they want to. That way they can't sacrifice it to Goblin Bombardment. That's keeping it tight right there. We saved ourselves some life. We draw off our bauble. IRL, I might have forgot about the bauble trigger. Alright, let's just fetch out Blood Crypt. That's pretty nice. Oh no! Oh my god, I just totally missequenced. I forgot what Steel-Cutter even does. Okay. In that case, we might as well start on Expressive Iteration. Maybe we'll just wait till next turn to use the Steel-Cutter. Yeah, that's completely on me. Sorry, guys. Top both. Well, we know they still have a mountain as one of their 2 cards in hand, so we should be good here. That wins us the match. All right. Well, that is going to go ahead and conclude this video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you made it this far, I definitely recommend you check out the Merc Guides Metafy. Sign up for this month's group coaching sessions. It's a great way to get some one-on-one time, ask questions. Well, it's not one-on-one, but it's, you know, up close and personal, getting a chance to you know, interact and ask questions, talk through match lines together. And really prepare for your next big event, whether that be the showdown coming up in Indy, or just any event that you have that you're excited to prepare for. So I hope to see you there. It's going to be a blast, and until next time, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Goodbye.